Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick video walk around to try to get the detail of this truck. This is a 1994 F150 short bed, single cab, highly modified. Second owner, which was my dad. I'm selling it for him. We purchased it from a good old boy up in North Carolina. At the time it had 99,000. Now it has 102,000 miles on the odometer. You'll see that in just a minute. Interior and exterior would be a 9 out of 10 on condition, mechanically and cosmetic. This is a unfortunate problem for us because it's not turnkey due to my dad's health at the beginning of the year and a stroke. I, as his son, retired from trucking and facing my own health battles. I was able to button up the transmission, getting a manual shift kit put in it. Drive shaft is up. There's just a lot of little things to button up. So here we go. That is, it was a stock 302 with an automatic, but that's been yanked out. This is a 351, which has been converted to a 427 stroker. Bored out 30 over. It's got all the lightweight forged parts on the bottom. End cap mains, 202 heads, which I believe are World Pro Street, ported and polished aluminum. Let's see, Edelbrock reformer you're looking at on the top, and on the tippy top is a 650 Holly. It's just a single pumper. Unfortunately, here's the biggest problem of this whole build. My dad overdid it. His judgment with the camshaft was poor, because it sounds great, and I'll insert a clip of it running. Oh, it sounds mean, aggressive. But can't tune the darn thing worth the darn. That carb needs to come off, and we need to get an EFI Holly Sniper or some sort of similar setup on that. So that's the problem. I've had it running. It's got about an hour of break-in time on it. Lots of cold and hot cycles in between that. Anything else that you're seeing at a glance, it's a 3-core aluminum radiator, air conditioner, compressor, and all the plumbing is on it, and the condenser. Everything just needs to be recharged. It was working at the time that the engine was disassembled. Up top here we've got just a Sniper hot coil fuel gauge. The regulator is set to approximately 6 pounds. Just a kind of a knockoff Pro Billet type distributor. Nothing fancy. It is wired into a MSD part number 6200 ignition module. The cam is a Crane Mother Thumper. I believe it's the top. The super full cam, but it's bad enough to where, like I said, this thing it idles beautifully, but once you pull the choke off, and it don't do so well. It'll burn your eyes. I've tried multiple things. It's got new needles in it. Carburetor's pretty much been rebuilt. Float levels are set fine. All that stuff's been gone through. The only thing I did not do to the carburetor is drill any holes in the butterflies. That's kind of a big deal on the internet. Sometimes it's a 50-50 problem solver when you're not getting enough vacuum with high overlap cams. Maybe one of you motorheads can figure it out. It does have headers on it. They are not full length, but they are stainless steel and they've been wrapped. Other than that, the bottom end, it does have an aftermarket oil pan. I'll take a glance at that in a minute. And compression is high. It does run pump gas. However, the compression I think is somewhere around 11 to 1. And while I've had it running, it's been wonderful. 89, 87 octane, and I have not had any issues with knocking. It does like the timing. But a lot of things need to be buttoned up here. Like I said, to get this to be turnkey. As I said, it idles, but this is something that you'll be coming behind someone else. As myself coming behind my dad, I had a big issue with trying to figure out what all he did. And I'm sure that you folks have been in similar situations. That's why this truck is not going to go for $25K. I sure wish it could. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Not going to happen because it's not turnkey. So let's look at some other things. Like I said, it's a 9 out of 10. She's a gorgeous truck. Absolutely beautiful. The only flaw on the body is right here. It got caught with a cherry picker. And you want to see a couple of grown men cry? Well, yeah, that was unfortunate. But it can be pulled out. It's just, for something that's beautiful like this, it was just unfortunate. But we've got some aftermarket wheels here. These suckers stick out a good ways. 275 60-15s. These are 10-inch wide rims. We do have the badges. Yes, we need the stinking badges. Yes, we have them. Give you a look at everything else. No rust. There's not a strand of rust on this thing. Down here, I'm gonna get a look at everything. Sorry if I'm a little shaky. I'm not a cameraman by trade. I'm just an old truck driver. Open her up. Let you see for yourself how clean everything is. Take a glance there. It's a 94. Aftermarket pods have been put in. The only one is hooked up is the oil pressure, and we were running approximately 60 pounds. The seals are good all the way around the truck. It is electric. Everything works. Windows. That one's a little slow. Come on, baby. But that works. This one. So we have windows. Here's the odometer. Like I said, 102,884.6. Got an aftermarket stereo. Steering wheel's in pretty good shape. There's nothing's really boogered up on this truck. You don't have all those things you would see on high mileage vehicles. I know my good buddy Derek at Vice Grip Garage, just one thing he looks at. Well, it's fine. Yeah, it is. You can see it's not too much wear there on the pedals. Underneath, pretty nice. You can see there is some evidence of tomfoolery going on. That's because of you know, the whole retro mod thing going on here with the engine transplant and electrical, such as Dad intended to put a hidden starter switch on here. Not hidden anymore. Get the seat. Go back. Not bad, huh? Even the seat belt. Take a look at the headliner, which is not perfect. It's got just a tiny little bit of floating going on there. Trying to think of what else everybody would like to look at while they're inside the truck here. Yes, this is a fold down armrest. Got your retro style cup holders here. Ah, look, sunglasses. I tell you what, we'll throw them in. And let's continue. Rear window. Let you look at the seals. Everything looks good. Got a little bit of there was a toolbox on here, so this was that double-sided sticky tape. We'll let you deal with it. Got the plastic bed liner in there. I do have some goodies that are going to come with the truck. I've got a couple of brand new fuel pumps, radiator fan, lots of fluids in here. That's about it with that. It's a 2-tank. However, the secondary tank is disabled. We did have some problems at the time of purchase with the transferring of the tanks. It's another tire. The tires are not perfect. Yes, they were brand new when we bought them, but this is what, 3 years later. So upon the closest inspection, I can't guarantee that there'll be a little bit of dry rot set in. Take a look at all that. See, there's no rust. It's the primary fuel tank. Taillight's in good shape. Rear bumper. Okay, on this side, taillight's good. No cracks or damage. No rust. Oh, we love that. Look at that. No sir, no rust. No ma'am. You put a little bit of TLC in this truck and you've got something to take to the car show. That's what our plans were, but life happens, don't it? Just trying to go over and show everybody. I'm not going to be one of those knuckleheads trying to sell a vehicle that puts 2 blurry pictures. Well, I took these pictures after the sun went down, and one of them's upside down. Been there, done that, everybody. Now unlocked. Take a gander. Sorry about the sun. Just to see that everything is pretty much without blemish. 9 out of 10, like I said. It's not perfect, but hopefully you can see that. Pretty clean. Got the boom booms. Go down here to the door jamb. Let you take a look. Same thing here. Seals are in good shape. No dry rot. And the body mounts, the rubber has been replaced with neoprene bushings. Behind the, sorry about the shade. Look at there, even the light's working. That's the kit that was put into the transmission. We'll get down there in a second, but it is not an AOD. It's a 4R70 or W. Basically, it's a stronger version of the AOD that Ford made, but it has been converted to a manual shift kit. Think of a 4-speed without a clutch. That's basically what it is. Everything's clean here. Windows are tinted. There's a little bit of scratching right there. Listen to this door shut. That's solid. Disregard the big guy in the reflection. And that wire you see down below, Dad installed a small air tank pump and an air horn. Little bit of dry rot right there. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm not a salesman. This is not a car depot. Just doing this in behalf of the fam. For someone who has a love for cars and trucks, like yourselves, like myself, my dad, all the YouTubers that we love to watch so much. Okay. So coming up, next video we'll look at the underside. Underneath the truck. A little look at everything. Apologize if the angles are not what you care for, but I'm just trying to give you a general idea, if you're not here in person, what the truck looks like underneath. We are now underneath the driver's side. Try to do the best I can. Giving you a wide angle shot. Do have a little bit of clay up under here. It's not rust. Here's a boo-boo that will have to be fixed. This harness for the transmission unfortunately dropped down in front of that opened exhaust. Well, you see what it did. It's not too bad. You can see the coloring of the wires, so it's just going to be a simple cut splice and butt it back together, solder, whatever you prefer. Like I said, it's a kind of hard to see, but the oil pan is a deep sump. Here's the transmission, 4RW70, or as with everything, the transmission's got new seals. Here's another problem. That drive shaft is going to have to get lengthened. It's 55 inches from yoke to yoke. Because it's not an AOD, it's just going to, somebody's going to have to do some research, because the transmission shop and my dad had some miscommunication. And as you clearly see, that's too much yoke. That needs to be lengthened at least 2 inches. I would think 2.5. So please keep that in mind. That's one of the little things on the list that's got to get buttoned up with this truck. There's the secondary tank. And there's the tip end of the, it's got traction bars. Okay, now we're underneath the rear, a little bit towards the driver's side. You can see that that's not factory. That's just an aluminum cover there, but it's hiding a 373 track lock, limited slip, got brand new clutches in it, and again it's a 373 ring and pinion. New bearings. This whole rear end's been rebuilt. New brakes. What else did he put? Like I said, it's got traction bars on it. New fuel tank. How about that? Don't you like that? It just keeps getting better and better, don't it? Disregard all the cobwebs. Still, we're on the rear, now we're on the passenger side. Looking at the back side of the bumper. Kind of pull away here as you look at everything. It's a little dirty, but do you see any rust? No. Over there, I failed to mention that bit of wiring harness hanging down from where Dad installed the tank and the new fuel pump. That's just one of many little things that need to get buttoned up. See if I can spin that around so you can see the... Yes, we're underneath. Now we're at the passenger side. My explanation of this, that's the frame and the mount for the spare tire. It just needs to be reconnected. That lifts up and reconnects back there. That's why that just kind of looks janky sitting there. There's nothing wrong with it. Drive shaft. Like I said, that was a custom cut drive shaft. It's just too bad that it's too short. It's just one of the many little discrepancies with this truck. Now, I mentioned the air horns. There they are. And we've got a small air tank there with a compressor. All this stuff is new. There's a couple of the air lines. I doubt that it's hooked up. It might be. I don't know. There is some surface rust on this frame, but I mean it's just surface rust. Run a cheek poker wheel down it and do a Craigslist rebuild. You know how Derek would do it on Vice Grip Garage. There you go. Who knows? Maybe he'll buy the truck from me, huh? Oh, Derek, are you out there? Look, don't you want to come get this? We're not too far away from Tennessee. There we go. To wrap it up, we're a little closer to the front. There's the bottom of that oil pan. Oh gee, look at there, it's another 10 horsepower right there on that sticker. Woohoo! These mufflers are just little tiny single chamber, and they're loud. They're just there just to kind of quieten it down just a little bit. But that's going to do it. Hopefully you've seen all you can see on this build, and thank you for watching.